I can't outdo the Kelseys. I thought about trying to do that. But 2024 Time Athlete of the Year, 2-time Naismith Trophy. I mean, we could spend the entire podcast, Caitlin, just listing off like everything that you've been doing for the last 4 years. But Caitlin, I really appreciate you taking the time to just hang out for a little bit. It's good to catch up with you.
It. Thanks for having me.
Kelsey is hard to top, honestly. I thought about trying, but with a 2024 Time Athlete of the Year title and 2 Naismith trophies under her belt, it's clear she's done it all. We could probably spend this whole podcast just talking about her achievements. The interviewer chuckles, impressed by Caitlin's resume. Caitlin laughs and says, "Thanks, I appreciate it. Glad to be here." And with that, Caitlin Clark is back, ready to share her journey in an exciting new interview with the University of Iowa Sports Media. She opens up about the moments that have
School, but you and I had never met face to face until after your freshman season because they kept everything so strict due to COVID and everything.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of makes your rise kind of even more intriguing to me, because it's not even the fact that like you've elevated to where you are. You started from the bottom because there were literally no fans in attendance, and like even the TV deal was kind of sus.
Just a week before her college jersey is retired at Carver Hawkeye Arena, Caitlin reflects on her incredible journey. From her unforgettable freshman year during the pandemic to navigating life as a college student, she opens up like never before. But there's more. Caitlin also shares her thoughts on transitioning to the WNBA.
3 words describe your Iowa career.
I'm going to say special.
Okay.
I'm going to say life-changing, but that's 2 words. Dang it.
It's a hyphen.
Okay, hyphen. Does that make it? Yeah, okay.
Well, I'll count it 1.
Special, life-changing, and impactful.
We actually never met in person during your senior year of high school. Everything was so strict with COVID that we had to connect virtually. Looking back, that makes your rise to where you are today even more fascinating. It's not just about her rise to...
And I think that from a standpoint of like, obviously I have had an impact on a lot of people. I'm very aware of that. But at the same time, I hope everybody knows they've had an impact on me too. Like it's a 2-way street, and getting to see the young boys and the young girls, or, you know, the people that have drove from miles and miles to come watch us or whatever it was in college. You know, that has a huge impact, not only on myself, but our entire teams when we were playing. So I hope everybody knows it's a 2-way street on that.
Yeah.
And it really means a lot to us players. And certainly
truly remarkable. She started with humble beginnings, no fans in the stands, little attention on the team, and even the TV deals were up in the air. Despite all that, her journey has been nothing but inspiring, filled with unforgettable moments.
I remember a lot of them. Like one of the only ones I really remember was probably the Iowa State one at home, where we came back from, I think, down 18 points. But like we're playing in front of nobody. Like there wasn't anything like super memorable about that year. Like you're playing in front of cardboard cutouts and then like just your family members. So that was kind of a blur. And at some points, like it's unfortunate, but at the same time, like I feel like it gave me a year to kind of get my feet wet in college basketball. With that, I didn't have to balance road crowds. I didn't have to balance our crowd. I didn't have to.
About her career, Caitlin describes it as special, life-changing, and impactful. She adds, "I think impact." Caitlin continues, "I've had an impact on a lot of people, but I hope everyone knows they've had an impact."
40-some
Maybe
seconds to
0.5.
go.
Oh yeah.
To put us up 1 maybe or something. It was a huge comeback anyway. And I was like celebrating like there was 15,000 people inside of Carver, and there was probably like 200 people in Carver watching us. So it's just really funny to laugh at myself looking back on, but it was a good time.
2. The support from young boys, girls, and families. It means a lot to me. She adds, the support from everyone who watches us.
Free and kind of figure out myself and I don't know, just figure out how college basketball works. So, you know, it was kind of unfortunate that I missed a year of college basketball and being in front of our crowds. But at the same time, I try to look at it in a positive manner of like, maybe that helped me. And maybe like that was the starting point of like how I kind of got my feet wet in college basketball. And then obviously after that, it really took off. We played in front of nobody to not being able to get a ticket, which is pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, you got to play in front of your dog at least, though, too.
Yeah, that was basically the only person. My fake.
That kind of connection means a lot to me and the team. It's a two-way street. Caitlin then reflects on the challenges. Caitlin shares that her first year on campus was unlike.
I was just so excited to finally get to play in front of people. I remember asking, it was the exhibition game. And I remember going up to Coach Fitz. I'm like, how many people do you think are going to be here? I kept asking, I was so giddy. I'm finding out how many people were going to come, what the crowd was going to be like. I remember being so excited to finally play in front of our fans and the people that have supported, the program far before I got there. So I just remember being super giddy about that. I remember just being so excited. I think there was probably 4,000, 3,000 people there, maybe, if I had to guess. But I was so excited to play in front of people that weren't my mom and dad and my teammates' parents. It was a taste of, kind of what could be or what had been for the program previously. So I just remember being so giddy about an exhibition game because it was just the first time that I got to play in front of our fans a year after I'd already been on campus, more than a year.
As imagined for their college basketball experience. We played in empty arenas with only cardboard cutouts and my family in the stands. Honestly, I don't remember much of that year, but the one game I do remember is Iowa State at home. We made an incredible comeback. I made a huge three with 40 seconds left to put us ahead, but the place was empty. We were playing in front of just our family members. It's funny looking back at how excited I was, celebrating like there were 15,000 people in the stand. However, Caitlin reflects. Caitlin explains that playing without the...
Now that enough time's gone by, what's your kind of thought process about your jersey getting retired and knowing you don't even just have your mark on the floor? Your jersey's going to be...
allowed her to play more freely and adjust to how college basketball worked. It was a strange year, but in some ways, it was the perfect way to get my feet wet. When fans finally returned, she was thrilled. Going into my second year, I was just...
And it's oh, this is amazing and this is so cool. But I feel as the days kind of started to approach here and we're now a week away from this actually happening, I feel it's kind of becoming really real. And, this isn't a goal where you show up to campus and you're I want to have my jersey retired one day. Nobody does that. Nobody thinks that way. You just gave your all for the program and the university. And, there's been a lot of really good players to come through our program and have, what have been National Player of the Year, Big Ten players, whatever it is. And I think we only have 2 with their jersey retired right now. Mm-hmm. So it'll be cool to
play in front of people. I remember asking my coach before the exhibition game, how many people do you think will come? I was so giddy. I'll never forget the first time I played in front of a crowd, even if it was only 3,000 or 4,000 people. I was ecstatic. It felt like a taste of what could be, and what had been for the program before I got there. Now, Caitlin is preparing for a monumental moment, her jersey retirement at the University of Iowa, becoming only the 3rd player in the program's history to receive this honor. She reflects on her journey. I never came to campus thinking my jersey would be retired. It wasn't something I set as a goal. I just gave my all to the program and the university. There have been so many amazing players who've come through, and for me to join them in having my jersey retired, it is hard to top, honestly. I thought about trying, but with a 2024 Time Athlete of the Year title and 2 Naismith trophies under her belt, it's clear she's done it all. We could probably spend this whole podcast just talking about her achievements. The interviewer chuckles, impressed by Caitlin's resume. Caitlin laughs and says, "Thanks, I appreciate it. Glad to be here." And with that, Caitlin Clark is back, ready to share her journey in an exciting new interview with the University of Iowa sports media. She opens up about the moments that have shaped her career. Just a week before her college jersey is retired at Carver Hawkeye Arena, Caitlin reflects on her incredible journey. From her unforgettable freshman year during the pandemic to navigating life as a college student, she opens up like never before. But there's more. Caitlin also shares her thoughts on transitioning to the WNBA, the friends she misses, and even a surreal experience she had with. We actually never met in person during your senior year of high school. Everything was so strict with COVID that we had to connect virtually. Looking back, that makes your rise to where you are today even more fascinating. It's not just about. Her rise to greatness is truly remarkable. She started with humble beginnings, no fans in the stands, little attention on the team, and even the TV deals were up in the air. Despite all that, her journey has been nothing but inspiring, filled with